Hi, welcome to another episode of Concrete Mystique, the podcast. This is going to be an interesting one. Not only are we talking to the third place finisher of the Smackdown from the Decorative Concrete Expo, but on top of that, we are talking from opposite sides of the country right now. We are talking in Pennsylvania, we are talking in Tennessee, and we are having a conversation with Keith from Hawaii. You know, like who doesn't want to be in Hawaii right now? The perfect place to be. The weather's probably always perfect. Can't believe you took the time to do this because we know you're doing this during the day right now. You're still at work. We are at home enjoying ourselves, drinking. We can do whatever we want now, but you still have to work right now. So thank you very much for taking the time. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend.
How was that for an intro?
Rather be here than working, for sure.
Awesome.
Okay, so first of all, what time is it there?
Sorry, what did you say? How cold is it?
What time is it there?
It is 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay. Crazy. I can't
2
imagine it being 2
o'clock and
o'clock.
81 degrees.
So did you have to work today?
Wild.
I did work today, and then I rushed here. Got my work pants on. I just put my new shirt on, on top, so I still look good. But yeah,
It is the right shirt to wear.
We work today. Everyone's working. Super busy. We never take time off. I got a couple businesses, so I just kind of juggle myself.
What's your other business?
That's cool.
Well, I low key promote music, so I have a huge stage, and I bring concert. I'm trying to bring more and more concerts here, but yeah, I have a stage, and I have had some crazy bands on it. I've had Ian Tungin, I've had Bone Thugs on there, I've had Pepper Sticks, you name it, Green, you name it, I've had them on there playing. So, I mean, low key, that's like my dream is just to promote music, even though I kick ass in concrete, but
Okay.
a little easier
So,
work.
I would have never expected it.
out of all of those bands that you mentioned, I've never heard of, what was it, Pepper Stick?
What? Okay, let me do better ones. Nickelback, or I don't know. There's just.
Well, now
You
you're
said
just
Sammy
keeping
Hagar.
I mean, you don't listen to reggae, so I mean, you're pretty much
Do you-
out on that.
Do you get to know these bands when they come through to play, or you're just promoting the space and they just rent it and do their thing?
Well, right now I rent the stage out to many different people. Like I'll rent it out for like 10 grand a day, which is crazy good money, So, but yeah, no, I get to hang out. My wife and I, we get to go backstage to all the concerts on all the islands. So we travel a lot. And we love music. That's my passion. I love music and concrete. And art, obviously.
Well, then we
And
have
being
way too
Chris,
much in common. We could be talking all day about music. Tony and I have already gone down that rabbit hole too. I love talking music because,
Yep.
Dude,
for me,
personally,
everything I paint,
those
everything I paint has to do with music to me. Like that's part of the point of what I do when I'm painting. It's been my biggest
Right.
passion. And so like when I listen to music, I think, okay, what stage of my painting would I listen to this? And would that be a good thing? Help me? Do I like that? Does it keep me stayed in focus? So I have different genres of music that I go through the process of each of my paintings.
right? Check it out. You can't really see it, but oh no, maybe this is my stage.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, you can't really see it.
Okay.
Oh, this is
so
me
I
and
gotta-
Sammy Hagar.
That is awesome, man.
Nice.
All right, so I got a quick story for you, man.
Anyway.
So I did this once
Hear it.
before. Like, this is I did not expect this at all. What a way to start the show. I did not expect we were going to get into talking about music first and foremost, one of my biggest loves, let alone that you have a stage and you're in control of the bands that are coming to Hawaii. That's freaking awesome. So back when I first started doing decorative concrete, all right, so I did this for like three and a half years before I bought Concrete Mystique and then turned it into a whole nother world. So I had to move out of the warehouse where my old boss was at and get my own warehouse. Well, I was renting like these two big ass warehouses. Like I had like 5,000 square feet between the two of them, which I did not need all that space, but I was rolling at that time. Like the money was great. That was before the economy tanked. Big ordeal. So during that time period, like I wanted to do stage. Like one of my employees was a big music guy. He was working with Sony also, and so I was like, how cool it would be if we do like underground performances in my warehouse. Like, why not? It's a commercial place. No one's going to complain about the noise, you know. So this happened one time, just once in my life. I got to do this. And are you familiar with Fugazi?
Yeah.
It's a punk band. It's like a hardcore punk
Yeah.
band. Like, you're not hardcore as in like heavy, but I mean like old school,
Just
really
punk.
solid,
School
punk band.
Boys.
Well, Ian Mackay, the singer of Fugazi, was doing his own solo tour with his wife, and they came, and it was weird how I got connected because this was like, internet was out, but we didn't have social media. So I don't know who found out that I could
Right.
do this or how they got connected to me, but they asked me if I would do this. So I built a stage, and I was like, hell yeah. I mean, I had freaking Ian Mackay play in my warehouse. It was so awesome. I'll send you pictures of it. But it was the craziest
Yeah.
experience. And yeah, my office was the green room, and I walked in there and hung out with them for a little bit, and then went out and took care of everything at the show, and gave them all the money that anything that we made, we gave it to all of it because they didn't make that much. I couldn't believe
Oh,
I had somebody of that
they make-
caliber play in my warehouse. To your point,
yeah. Man, I love that. Yeah, no, I mean, music is my passion. Like I go to like 4 or 5 concerts a month. So I
Nice.
mean, I just like I will go like 3 or 4 times a week if I could.
I
But
have
also,
8
I
concerts
don't
already
like.
bought this year.
I like to be, like my experience is a little different, right? Like I'm up on the stage, standing on the sideline. I get to hang out with everybody. Like it's not like I'm in the back of the crowd. So it makes for a totally different experience. And just like all the other things I do, I utilize each experience and I just like capitalize on that and meet somebody again and again and again. And
Oh
then
yeah.
it's just like, and I live on a small island, right? So it's easy to be a big fish in a small sea. I come there, I'm just blended in with everybody else. Here, I'm like the man, So like, all my work is in one county. One county is all my work. So I go into like the world of concrete and the decorative show and stuff like that. It's cool for our like our portfolio of stuff we've done and stuff like that. But it's not going to get me more work where I live. You know what I'm saying? It kind of costs money. But
Right.
you know what? It's amazing. The people.
Okay, well
Sure.
let me ask you about that because that was one of the first questions I wanted to ask you. How so? Okay, do you mostly do commercial residential? Do you mostly do concrete or vertical? Like, what's your main staple of income when it comes to concrete?
When it comes to concrete, I am so sporadic all over the place. Like I do everything on our island. I do all the decorative stuff for the county. I build skate parks. I'm getting ready here in the next month to start a skate park. I just got a skate park. It'll be the second skate park I built on this island. I built the first one with grind line, and that kind of jumped my whole career because I had to sign a contract with our county saying I would do it for free if I didn't get it done in 27 days. And
Wow.
the reason for that, it was a CARES money grant, and the time was up, and it was during COVID, and it was like November, and they're like, we have 4 weeks to use the money, and we gotta give it
Or they
back. And I'm
lose it.
like, I'll do it. I'll sign it. My lawyer's like, don't sign it. Don't sign it. I was like, fuck it. I'm signing it. I signed it. We built the fastest community skate park in 27 days in the whole, like, I don't think you'll ever find one faster than that. So, which was really cool because I got to team up with Dreamline or Grindline, which is they're like the leaders of skate park building, and now I'm got another skate park and I'm doing it with Dreamland. So my little tiny company on a little island, I've been able to build 2 skate parks with the 2 best skate park builders, I would say in the world, but they're amazing. So, but
That's awesome.
all the other work, I mean, we do post tension, septic tanks, we do foundations, lots of foundations, we
Wow.
do driveways, vertical concrete, overlays, epoxy overlays. I'll even walk your dog if you pay me. Like I don't. There's no like. I'm a whore when it comes to concrete. I don't care who
You're
I'm building.
literally doing it all.
Yeah, And I have a weird philosophy. I literally get back to nobody. I have 350 unread messages on my phone, and then when I finally get back to them, they're like, "Oh my God, sir, keep called us. We'll take it, whatever the price." I'm clearly the highest guy. Like my price is higher than everybody, but I give you a free shirt. Like it's like a toss up.
Well, that's
Okay.
important.
That
Yeah,
counts. Yeah.
you gotta get a free shirt here and there. But no, it's really cool. I did like all the I did the roundabout. I put like a big 14-foot shaka hand, and I put a time capsule inside of it with a COVID mask and a COVID shot. This was during COVID, and I put some Bitcoin in there too. So if it keeps going up, I'm gonna be the one that breaks the thumb off,
Wow.
guaranteed. Yeah, So,
That's cool.
I'll break the thumb. I swear to God.
Yeah. Is the free shirt you give out
So then it's
similar to
and
the
then
one
instead
Rick's
of here,
wearing right
it's
now?
just yeah.
I mean, I think it's a little more out there than that one, but yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that was possible.
My company's called Kickass Concrete. We're a little rough around the edges, you know. It's not like hey, you know,
Nice.
Kickass Concrete. We're a little rough around the edges, you know. So yeah, I'll take that shirt. And
That's
I'll wear it.
very unique name for a business too. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's surprisingly one of the craziest things I've ever done because like I knew I was going to open a business, right? And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with this name. And about a year later, I'm standing in the lumber yard and I hear two guys are behind me talking about Kickass Concrete. The one guy's like, "Man, you hear the new concrete company, Kickass Concrete?" The one guy's like, "I like it." The other guy's like, "I don't." And I turn around, he reads my shirt, and he goes, "Oh, you work for them?" I go, "No, I am them." And right then I told myself, whether they know me, whether I know them, whether they're talking shit or not, they know my name, and they're not going to forget it, you know.
Yep.
So it's played out pretty good for me.
That's
Small
awesome.
island,
So,
I have Kickass Concrete, you know.
so I've got
Very cool.
another. This is crazy for me because you're the second person that lives on an island that I know that is known for making skate parks. My other friend lives in
Oh,
New
really?
Zealand.
Who's-
Of all places on the opposite side of the universe, my other buddy is in New Zealand, and he is the top skateboard park a person in concrete in the island. And, you know, New Zealand is not that huge of an island either. I don't understand how he makes that much money
Right.
making skate parks on an island. But he does, and he's very well known for
You
it.
travel, yeah. Well, you travel, and you know it's all about the kids. And to be honest with you, when you build a skate park, I was going to show you the picture of the one that we're building. But when you build a skate park, it's like a whole different animal, right? People are bringing you food. Like kids are everywhere, just like do it, cheering you on. It's like a whole community gets behind you, you know. So and it's a small community, and I live where people treasure that kind of stuff, right? You're a surfer, you're a skateboarder, you're not much more. We don't even have a movie theater, you know, where we live. Like we have very few stores, you know, one Home Depot, no Lowe's, nothing like that. So like I'm limited to the concrete I use, you know. So
Do you
bonded.
polish the skate ramps when you're doing that?
I don't polish the skate ramps. We do polish concrete or pools, like if you were to, you know, polish a pool, plaster or whatever. No, you trowel it on there, you shoot it on, you trowel it. It's a whole different animal though. The people that design it, they come in there and they check and they check with the, you know, you got to be within like a quarter. And these ramps, they're different. Like they'll be like 6 foot radius, a 6'6", a 5 foot radius, 4 foot radius. Well, at the bottom of each radius, it still has to transition from the slab you're going to pour next time. So a lot of times there'll be a little lip, or, you know, to be honest with you, like skate parks, it's got to be the most technical thing you could build in my eyes, because
Yes.
it's not like
yeah.
a pool. It gets pools get filled in, rock scape. Everybody does rock scape. You know, that's a dime a dozen. You know.
Yeah,
My
because
wife
this is like a
can do rock
deja
scape,
vu. Because
so-
I've gone down this rabbit hole with my buddy, and yeah, you're right. Because there's a lot of detail to doing a skate park. It's not. It is a sculpture, if you will, for what you do and everything else you do too. That's pretty much a giant sculpture you are creating if you think about it that way.
Right. This one's kind of crazy. There's a tunnel that goes through, and then there's also like a bowl, but it's on its side like that, so you could skate upside down. And then there's a big pyramid with a turtle on top of it. I'm getting the picture right now, but a turtle on top of it that you can grind on top of it. So
Hmm.
this has been in the works for some time right now. So our county was like passing it, not passing it. A lot of people were involved in it. Like Rob Deerdag, Danny Way, Laird Hamilton,
Wow.
all these like big name surfers and stuff. They were all involved in it. So
Well, while you're
there you go.
looking at
This
that,
is this.
do you have to travel to other islands
Oh,
too? Oh,
this is what we're
nice.
Oh
getting
wow,
ready to build.
Huh.
that's wild.
I do travel to other islands, but not for like the regular stuff. Like I'm not gonna go over there for a driveway or like some trazzle or something like that. I'm gonna if I go over there, it's gonna be like a 30-foot statue of a shark or something. You know what I'm saying? Or the money's just stupid, ridiculous, which it
Right.
is around here. A yard of concrete's
Mm.
$365 a yard.
Wow.
So one stick of
Is that
rebar,
cheap?
grade, we'll say grade 6. Is that cheap? 360? Shit.
No way.
Keith,
How much
Keith,
is
I've
one
never
stick?
poured concrete.
How much
I
is
don't know
one
the price
stick
of
of number
concrete. I've
4
never
where you
poured it.
live?
20
What?
footer,
You look like you never poured any concrete.
maybe like $4 or $5.
What? No, we
Yeah.
pay about $16 a stick.
Wow, that's
Maybe like
insane.
$8 a gallon of milk, $10 a loaf of bread,
So
$9 for
everything's just,
eggs.
it's like a whole nother universe where you're at.
But we get lobster for free. So I mean, it's a if you
Okay,
want.
I could live with that.
Yeah, no, we got like, oh man, we lived a life. Like we go out night diving, catch octopus. It's just a crazy
How
life.
long you been there?
I've been here almost 21 years.
Okay,
So
and where
I
were you
moved from
originally from?
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when I was in Jackson, I got to work with the craziest people. This was my philosophy growing up. I would work for somebody until they weren't teaching me anything, and I was teaching them, and I would just quit the job, go move, and I traveled. I worked all over California, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah. I just kept
Wow.
traveling, trying to learn as much as I can, and then it got to the point where I was just getting hired and teaching everybody. It's like, it's time to open my own business and do my own thing. But it's a lot
Nice.
easier to be a big fish in a small sea, like I said, though.
Well,
So
when you
Did
did,
you start your business as soon as you got there?
both talk at the same time. That's good.
I stopped.
Go ahead, Rick.
That was on your other. That was on your whatever.
That was Nick and Cody. Yep.
Right.
Yes,
I've been waiting to say that
was
the whole
funny.
time.
You pay too close attention.
What were you?
So how do you get your supplies? Like I remember you were doing like before the show, you were doing the interview about going to the to the expo and everything like that, and you mentioned that you had flown from one island to another to get supplies and was flying and had to fly back that day before you did that interview. Like how crazy of a world is it for you to get supplies?
I mean, it is crazy. I mean, anything you want to bring over here, add $3,000 just for shipping. You know what I'm saying? If you want a pallet,
Man.
So it's not like I'm. To be honest with you, it's like how can I use Decorative stuff like ship it clear across the United States, then clear across the ocean, and then I'm paying like I can, and which really sucks. I'm gonna try to like, hey, why don't you guys just open a shop out here? Kickass Concrete, Decorative, you can make it together. I even have a logo. Just kidding. But it's very crazy. I've had to fly like that day in particular. We were pouring the next day, and I have a big shipping container with all kinds of color in it, and I thought I had enough powder release, the charcoal release, and I had one bucket. I had two there, but one was empty, and I'm like, fuck, and I just had to go. But it's a 20-minute flight, $80 there and back, and it's a whole different world over there. You got skyscrapers and you know a whole different world. So I live on the Garden Isle, so it's like pretty much all just like trees and beaches and bikinis. So
Nice.
it's not bad. You got your
That's
you got
not
your
bad at all.
boat floats. You got your boat floats and Fresnos on one side of your truck, and all your surfboards on the other. And then if the waves come up, you just bell. And to be honest with you, it's like that. It's like a weird lifestyle like that. No, people don't mind being homeless because you just go eat bananas and coconuts and pineapples and go surfing all day with a hammock. So to
I
get
would
some
not
young
survive.
kids to work for you, it's rough. It's rough to get some young kids to work for you. So I have a plan. You know, my game plan when I hired, you know, I hire you. If you're a kid, you just have to have a kid. If you have a kid, then you got to go to work. You know, so. But I've hired many people, and it's just like it's hard to keep people working here. You know.
Hmm.
So I have a secret for you, Keith,
Interesting.
that I
Yeah.
know you don't know about.
Let's hear it.
The whole thing with the shirt with the bananas, and the whole thing of you mentioning that's
Yep.
pretty much all there is to eat there. I'm deathly allergic to bananas.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's with the bananas on your shirt? Is that just to
I
remind
just
you,
wore
or
this for you,
like,
man. I thought it was a hilarious shirt when I bought it in Florida, and since we're talking about islands, I couldn't resist it. I had to wear it, you know. But it's funny for
I
me to
love
wear a
it.
shirt with bananas all over it when I'm deathly allergic to them.
Oh, no, I love it. The one right there is like in the shape of Chris's shower. It's like
Yeah.
the penis shape right there. I see it's like on your top of your.
He really does watch every show. That's cool.
You're not getting anything by me. I already know. We're going to
Yep.
talk about this pool table here shortly. So
Oh, yes, we can get to that whenever we want to.
no,
Okay.
no.
Actually, before we get there,
Yeah.
before we get there, the last thing that I wanted to chat with you about before we get into all that is, how many years have you done World of Concrete?
Well, I've gone like I don't know, at least 10 years in a row. I've actively done some sort of project there. 3 4 years. This will be my fourth year. You know.
Okay,
So
that's what I thought.
whether it be,
So,
yeah,
how do you do that?
I've,
Like,
I've
how hard is it to get there and do all of that, or you just show up and do the work and it's all
Right.
there waiting for you?
well, I just showed up there and do all the work and just like the one year that I did the fountain with the whatever they are,
Seahorses?
seahorses. I shipped those seahorses. They weren't done. They had the scratch coat on, but shipping them 7 grand, and then I had like so. It's not worth it. You got like to me when I
Yeah.
when I was going to do the contest, right? Like, first of all, I don't ever like to be told no. I like to push the bar. So I almost backed out of the Smackdown just because it was getting close. I had nothing literally. Like I'm just like winging it, like completely winging it. I mean, I had the tickets. It cost me a lot to get us there. It was 4 grand just just for my flights and my room was $1,600 and the car and this and that. 10,000 later, you know,
Wow.
10,000 later. But you know what? In the end, bam, baby. You see that?
Yeah. Well, you changed.
I
You
may have
you had
bought
to
that
change a
one, but
design
whatever.
too, didn't you? You had to
What'd you
change
say?
a design from your original plan for the SmackDown.
Well, so that's a funny story. I think maybe we might have won with the other design. I mean, to be honest with
Yes,
you,
you would
like
have.
we were at the World of Concrete. I was doing something with Crystal. We were doing some sort of, I don't know what. We were just winging something, and one of the oh man, he's one of my friends now. I made friends with him, but one of the guys that we recorded from Decorative, they came over to me and they're like, "Hey, I heard you're gonna be at the Smackdown. What are you gonna do?" And I gave him my full line, like, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do." Blah blah blah. And then like he posted online, and I'm like, "Oh fuck." Well, now I gotta change it. Really, I wasn't gonna, but then I was like, "Okay, I'll change it." So I changed it, and that's that. But what was cool is we donated that to the
Yeah.
Patriots for the
Yep.
backyard to Patriots, whatever, and they
Patios for
sold like
Patriots. Yeah.
200 or 300 tickets at $20 each, and the guy that actually won it, I told him, hey, this ain't 100% kick ass, like I know that it was like maybe 80, maybe 75% kick ass. Like if I were to give that to a customer, I would not be happy with it, So I told him, hey, get this to your house. I'll fly to your house personally, and I'll make it kick ass for you. So
Wow.
that's it. That's coming up in my future.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I can't have it's clear across the world for me, but I can't sleep at night if one of the Eagles needs some Botox or something. But yeah,
All right,
no,
so
that's cool. And
speaking of the pool table,
but
so first and foremost, do you play pool?
I do, yeah.
Like a lot, a
Yep.
little, whenever you get a chance to? Are you any
I,
good?
are you gonna fly here and play me?
Only if you
Right.
want to
I'm good
lose.
enough to make a pool table. Oh, bro. No, I've had pool tables growing up my whole life. I've taken pool tables apart 10 times, moving them here, taking the slate apart, patching them together. So I've built, I've never built a pool table from scratch, but yeah, no, I play pool. I play pool religiously.
Okay.
I'm on a small
So-
island. There's not much I can do.
I have a special game that I brought to this show just for you because of this. Okay. So I have clever facts about pool. Now, I don't expect you guys to get any of the answers to any of these questions at all. It's more just entertainment, but it's also learning a lot
Got no
about the
faith.
history of pool at the same time. Okay.
Worker too, right?
Huh? All right.
I'm just a concrete worker. No trivia. Shit.
Okay. So question number 1. All right. In the 15th century, billiards was played as a lawn game before it moved indoors. What other game were they playing at the same time outside next to it?
Yard darts.
Cricket.
No. Nope. Crochet. Or croquet, I mean. Not crochet. Croquet.
Ah.
Hold
So
on.
it-
Let
you
me
know, it was
open
a
my
rich
chat
thing to
GPT.
do.
Okay.
So it was croquet. Don't you
Yep.
dare bring that up. It was so they were doing those at the same place, and then they eventually finally moved the pool table inside. At that point, I think I have something in here. It was made of like stone and stuff like that back then. So
Wow.
the first recorded pool table was in 1470. Who owned that table? It's a big deal.
1470.
1470.
Okay,
Hey, what's
I'll
that
give you
over
a
there?
hint. I'll give you a hint. It was in France.
Well, I want to say a name. I just don't want to look stupid as fuck on the whole episode.
Why not?
I got no idea.
Give
All
us
right,
a
it was
first
King
and
Louis
last.
the 11th. So King
That was
Louis
gonna
the
be my-
11th was the first person to have a pool table in 1470.
That was definitely going to be my fourth guess. I was right.
Yeah,
I was
right.
almost
I
there.
thought that was a
I
pretty cool
almost
little tidbit of trivia, though. Okay, so
there. That's cool.
the term pool comes from. Do you guys know where that term comes from? Actually, before I say the rest of it, do you have any idea where the term pool comes
I don't.
I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have built a pool table. Maybe I'm just not.
from? Hey, you're talking to the
I
master
do
here. What
not
do you
know.
expect? Okay, the term pool comes from the 19th century betting pool, where people bet on horse races. And the billiard
Oh,
rooms
that makes
often
sense.
doubled as a betting parlor so the game could be known as pool. So they were playing pool in the betting parlor while they were betting on horses at the horse races.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all kind of starts. Thought that
Wow.
was a pretty cool
Wow,
trivia
cool.
too. All right, here's another one. Let's see. Okay, the first cue stick was invented in the 1600s. It was the tail end of what? This is
A
crazy.
willow branch.
No,
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
Tony.
wait.
No,
I'll give you a
I
hint.
want to get a different answer.
I'll give you a hint. It was a weapon.
Oh,
Staff.
tail end of a rifle stock.
No. Of a
I want to
mace.
say a staff or a sword.
A mace.
Mm. Okay.
So
Here's the question: if it was invented in the 1400s, why is the first pool stick in the 1600s? What were they doing before that?
it's a very good question. They did not tell you that. They didn't
Well,
have that
pool was
information, which I
invented-
thought was, and I guess this is what's recorded for history. It is crazy that there's 130 years before they make their first stick out of a mace.
They were using their feet if they were outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay, what
Look at
what
us
is the
now.
cloth on the table made of? You should know this one. It's been the same cloth
Felt.
for over 400 years.
Felt.
What's it made of? Felt?
Yeah.
No.
Felt.
Felt.
Well, yes, because felt
Why?
is
That's
made
why
of this, but what is
I-
felt?
Mm.
I don't. Okay, you got me.
Wool.
Oh,
Wool felt.
It's actually wool.
Okay.
That's how you make felt out of wool.
Mm.
probably good. So apparently, I don't know
Okay.
nothing about pool. That's probably see. At least it was fucking flat. Like, come on.
And Luckily,
Okay.
you don't need to know any of this to play the game.
Yeah.
You do not. The first coin-operated billiard table was patented in what year? And it cost one
that's
penny to play.
63.
What'd you say? 1963.
63.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tony.
I'm going to say 1910.
Tony was way
1910.
closer. 1903.
What?
Okay.
We even had
Yeah.
coins in 1903.
I guess we had pennies.
Yeah, here, I'll trade
Okay.
you one goat.
Here's a good one. Before plastic was made, what were the billiard balls made of? This is crazy.
I'm going to say bone.
Ooh.
You
Well, I don't even know. Bone's wrong, so I'm going to say something else.
You're
I
kinda
would
close,
say
actually.
like tusk. A tusk.
You are dead
Ivory.
right. It was an elephant ivory, so the elephant tusk.
Elephant.
So that means they're stealing
Tusk,
tusks
yep.
from elephants to make billiard balls, and one tusk
Damn.
could
Wow.
one tusk could only make 3 to 4 balls. So think
Wow.
about how many tusks
Fuck.
had to be taken just to play this stupid game. The earliest pool balls made
did
of
that-
ivory led to the slaughter of up to 12,000 elephants a year.
Whoa.
Let that one soak in for a
Wow.
second. 12,000
That's wild.
All of a
elephants
sudden,
a
this
year
pool
had to
table-
die to play pool.
This pool table is taking me on a roller coaster of feelings. Like, I was happy, then I was lost, and now I'm sad. Fuck. What is going on? Now I'm like,
Okay, wait, let me see if I got any other ones that are good.
Rick's making you pay for that pool table.
that's all right. Somebody paid for it.
Okay, this is crazy. Again, you're not going to get this, but this is crazy. A queen. So you figure out if you can think of which queen would have done this. A queen had her billiard tablecloth cover her body at her death in 1586. Don't you dare look that up, Keith.
What? I'm not doing that. 1586. What queen? I can't. To be honest with you, I don't even know a queen that's from then. So.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
I
I
got
would
nothing.
not be able to get this either. Like all these questions, I wouldn't get either. Like that's what's funny about it.
Ask
It
me
was
who,
Mary,
like,
Queen of
did
Scots.
Walmart.
So Queen of Scotland, the Queen of Scotland, was wrapped in her billiard tablecloth. That's how much she loved playing. And supposedly, like
loved
Louis,
it.
like from the stuff I read, Louis the 11th or whatever was a ridiculously huge pool player. Like that's what he did all. Like it was a big deal. That's why he had the first table and everything like that. Like he loved playing it. It wasn't like it just sat there. Okay, what is
Sweet.
okay? This is crazy. The most expensive pool table. How much does the most expensive pool table cost?
Where is it at?
Um,
Give me a hint where it could be.
It was built in Canton, Ohio. No.
I'll give you one hint. It was built by Bugatti.
Oh, the Bugatti. I'm saying it's worth 1.7 million.
Tony, higher or lower?
Lower, 800 grand.
2.6
Higher.
million. 2.6
Wow.
million.
One
You
day
ready
you
for
could
this?
just stick a sticker on something.
No, this is crazy.
One day you could just
The
stick a sticker on
self-leveling table. The self-leveling table uses computer technology to remain stable, even on a yacht.
What?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
could have built that.
See, I told you I had good trivia. Like this is
That was
Okay.
a good one. That was the best
That
question.
is a good one, actually. Yeah.
The
all
queen,
right. So
whoever,
this is
I
the
don't know
last
about
one.
that
All right, last one to
Okay,
torture
let's-
you with. I can't resist. Okay, the first pool room was built in what year?
Well, did they
I'll
have
give you a
sticks
hint.
or no sticks?
Well, it's after sticks. So I'm going to give you a hint.
After-
It's in England. That's not really saying much, but it's in England.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 18. I'm gonna say 1873.
Okay. Tony?
1750.
Oh my God, Tony, you were
1750.
so fucking close, Tony. Oh my God, you were close. 1765.
Oh.
1765.
Oh,
And
man.
I was before you guys jumped, I was going to give you another hint and go how close it is to the Revolutionary War because it's in England. So it's
Right.
right before we declare revolution. So I thought that was a really interesting one too. So pool halls are just
Man, that's
barely
wild.
older than our country.
This
That's
game's
great.
been around for a while.
Yes, yes.
Well,
So
they're really easy to build, is why.
now let's get into the show. So you said it was a pain in the butt to get there. It cost you 10 grand to do this experience. Was it worth it? Did you
That's
enjoy
wild.
it? Would you do it again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would do it again. I don't know if it was 10 grand. I mean, I just didn't count, to be honest with you. But yeah,
I'm sure it was close to
it
that. I
was
get
worth
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
flights.
stuff gets expensive, but was it worth it? Yes. Anytime I can get the opportunity to put my head down and work with some of the most amazing people, like I mean Rebecca and Emil, Emil, come on, guy, you gotta stop doing better. You're making the rest of us look bad. Like, come on, and not to mention just everybody else, Poxy guys, Chris, obviously a good friend of mine, and um, just it's just amazing. Gravacrete, obviously gotta give shout out to those guys. Some of the best tools I've ever used. So uh, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, I wouldn't want to come in third place again, obviously, but we were definitely stacked. We you should if the walls could talk the night. Okay, first of all, I want to thank somebody else too, Rod. Rod, best employee I would say Decorative has. I mean, give it down to him, But the day we
Rod is
the
great.
day we got, he's a good guy. I mean, Jeff. If Jeff's not careful, he might lose his podcast. So when we were waiting, it was Sunday. Rod was on his way to us, and we're waiting for just like our 4x4 thing of styrofoam. We at that point we had no tapes, we had no tools at all. We just had our suitcases. And to be honest with you, we were way underdressed. Like I probably spent like $1,000 on clothes. Don't lie, it was cold as. Okay, sorry, it was just fucking cold. I don't know. I don't know. It
Hey,
was snowing.
they came from
But
Hawaii to Ohio in February.
but that night while we're waiting for Rod to get there, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to check out Decorative and see what if anybody else posts anything. And I come across the truck, and the truck, you guys seen the video right before the show started. The truck, lights are going, smoke's
Yep.
coming out, the thing's completely carved, and we're all looking at each other and then looking at this block, going, oh shit. It was definitely a little intimidating. But there's something to say about just coming there and doing it, winging it. We did use the lifelines a little more than everybody else, which is definitely subject to debate with some people. Which I would love to get into that, which we probably will. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any issues.
I have issues, so it's fine. uh, in all actuality, though, just like being able to work with such a crazy group of people, my own group of people, Matt Blue, he owns Northwest Precision Concrete, which is amazing people, and my little brother and Britt. We only had 3 people there till Wednesday around. I think it was
Wow.
like 1. So we had no tools, and then Rod shows up. He has the styrofoam, and he has a bucket of tools. He brought his drill, no tape, and some wire cutter. And we're like, okay, give us a ride to the store. He gives us a ride to Lowe's. We buy a saw. We buy some random stuff. And then we're like, okay, let's get back. Monday morning, we'll start making this pool table. We wake up Monday morning. There was like 4 inches of snow on the ground. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? And we had this Airbnb, and we're like, oh, well, this Airbnb we got, it had a garage. We were like, okay, we'll get there a couple days early. We'll try to get something going. And then the garage we couldn't even use, So we're like, it was painful, But we're just lucky. I'm personally just like super grateful for Emil for one coming through, giving us the tools we need, and just like I've worked with him in many different times, and every time I can learn so much from the guy, and Crystal and Keith as well. Keith, holy shit, that guy is amazing.
Yeah, Keith really
No,
came through for you guys, which, you know,
yeah,
that was one of the reasons why I was glad that you reached out to me to be on here, because I've been talking shit the whole time about the lifelines, and I've been talking shit about who got the most advantage from it and everything like that. But the one thing is, like you said, you showed up with zero from another country
Right.
practically, and you needed that extra help. And as much as he did, like I watched him for hours scratch coat that wall. But at the same time, what else were you going to do? Like it was, I thought it was awesome that the Lifeline stepped up to help you guys out because of that fact. Now,
Yeah.
did they help you out? You know, did you take advantage of it? Of course, or they took advantage of it, however you want to look at it. But at the same time, you know, it was kind of cool that they did that because of the fact that you were willing to come from another country practically to get there and do all of that and come from an island. And so
Right.
I really don't have any issue with it. I just enjoyed the fact that I could give, you know, Jeff shit about it and all that kind of stuff in Decocrete, because I'm one of those guys who wants to follow the rules all the time. I'm one of those guys that doesn't need a lifeline. Like last year I was like, there's no reason I need help. I got this under control. I'm also one of those people that shows up and starts right there. I don't do all this preemptive stuff. I don't build a truck before I get there. Now, tune in next year, because I'm going to go completely different and say, okay, if this is the rules, then I'll play by the rules, and I'm going to change some shit up and be prepared to see what I might come up with next year if I'm going to enter and all that kind of stuff. But I agree with you. You kind of needed the
a little more
lifelines,
like a
and
fourth place for me.
Keith really came through for you because of it, which was awesome.
Well, like the first day when we got there, that first day, okay, we're there. Rod pulls up. He has our one styrofoam in the back, and then I looked within 3 minutes of us unloading the one square piece of styrofoam we had. I look over and I'm looking at this dragon already connected, already done, lights in the eyes. I mean, to be honest with you, I had no. I to be honest, I didn't have a chance. I mean, I I maybe had a chance. I definitely overused my lifelines a little bit, but like if you came to where I live and I had a couple months, I'll walk circles around every one of those guys, to be honest. But like,
Lifeline really just evened the playing field a little bit for you.
well, we were down. We only had three guys till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Keep nailed that wall. He built that out of 2x4s. I put the stuff up with him. Him and Crystal scratch coated it. And then I put that moon on there and we just colored it, random colored. And Crystal came in hot too. It's just like
VR.
maybe the pool table was a bad idea because I was just thinking concrete. All the aspects of concrete. I want to show like precision. I want to show a little bit of art, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I mean, it's a pool table. You play pool. It's got to be flat. It's got to be worked. The
Yep.
thing's still
Yep.
working, and I got to make
Yep.
it good.
Yep.
So
Well, I think that there's something to be said about that too, because I think one of the problems that maybe you didn't get higher up on the voting, if to that same point, is that the technical aspect of what you did, and you said it exactly the same, to be able to make a perfectly level table out of styrofoam and turn it into concrete and still keep it perfectly level is not easy in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know how many people really understood that. And I had the same problem the year before, where I don't think people really were wrapping their head around the complexity of what I was trying to show them. But at the same time, yes, it's freaking awesome. It's a pool table. Like, everybody related to it. I think that was the great thing for you, is everybody related to the pool table. I wonder how many people really understood how complex that was, because it takes so long for you to get to the end result to show them, here's a table that actually works, try it out. By then the show's over almost.
right.
That's the only
show's
problem with
over,
it, is you
but-
didn't have enough time to show people the complexity of it.
Yeah, if I could do it all over, I would. I have a way better idea, like which I will one day. I'm definitely gonna come back and I'm gonna win it. I can't. I'm not one to sit back and get third place by any means.
Well, don't
Even
come
if
back
I gotta
next year,
come there a
because
couple
next year's
weeks
my
early.
year.
There's next year. You're still getting fourth place, my friend. I'm worried about first place. So, nah,
Oh man.
no, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just honored, and my guys are honored. Everybody's just like unbelievably humbled by this experience, and You know, and there's so much aloha, even though you don't really see that in concrete. We try to spread that, you know, live with aloha, you know, love each other, which is kind of hippie sounding, but you know, it was amazing. Decorative put on the like one of the best shows I've ever been to. You know, the reason when we're talking first, second, and third, I got third because I not deserved it, but it just clearly wasn't as good as first and second, right? Like, there's no, and to be honest with you, there was people that were better than me. You know, like it's hard to say what would have won in that in those moments, you know, because I think some people were looking at the fact that we came with nothing. Some people were looking at the fact maybe they related to it. I mean,
Yep.
but then you look at the dragon in the truck, you're like, well, dude, that's badass. Like you can't get over that. Like, but also if you have a lot more time, like if you really want to make it a SmackDown, let's see who has what. You put a big pile of shit in the middle. And you say, hey, what can you guys build in 3 days? You know, not come here
That's
6 months of preparing, pulling your trailer, unload your truck, and then put and it's scratch coat, and you're just going to decorate it. I mean, obviously we were way behind, and I'm not. Dude, those guys are some of the coolest people, and that, you know, it's hard to say which
there's
one you
both
would want.
sides to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really agree with how it kind of played out. I wouldn't even put me on that leaderboard, and I wouldn't even put the truck at first, you know, only because the dragon was sick, right? Like, here's the thing
Well,
when
so
I
yeah, I
here's
was
the
going to
thing
say,
when
what
I
would you
say,
have? Tell us your top three.
well, here's the only thing. Art is in the eye of the beholder, right? So
It
like
is
it
not.
can, like the art, it is.
It is not.
You're just not. Well, you know,
It's
that's
it's all
why
about
that's why
form and function.
you
Actually, I can go down that rabbit
And this,
hole of exactly what art is
well
supposed to be appear.
with
That whether the
the
audience
form
is
and
doing that,
function.
that's a different conversation.
but
Okay.
in this competition, it is.
Well, okay. So here's my top and form and function. I like what you said because in your analogy with, or when you were talking to other people saying, "Oh, you know, I definitely think epoxy boys could have taken Keith out." Well, your water was on the ground. What kind of function is that? I mean, I didn't even vote, but to be honest with you, I would have voted epoxy guys. You know, but I'm just saying, like,
Look at that.
I'm, I'm just saying though, form and function. Your shower's on the ground, your water's on the ground, and it may look like a big penis. You know, maybe some people didn't get it. You know, more people might have got that. Not to say I wouldn't want that shower in my fucking house, by any means. I
Yep.
would love that. Maybe a little bigger catch basin, but
Obviously,
we can work. And I know you're a little biased. I see all your posts. You got your epoxy guy hat on. You got
it's
best
because I
friend.
don't
I
have a
had a
kick-ass
couple
hat.
pictures I was going. I was gonna I was gonna bring a picture of you and Chris holding hands on the beach, but I couldn't find it, so I was just
We are that
Oh man.
close. We would do that without a question. We are that close. And that's the hard thing
my
about all
AI
this too,
just
because there is bias. You know, that's the hardest part about
yeah
all
Yep.
this is some of the voting is biased, and
yeah
you have to fight that too because there's a lot there. Some of these companies that were coming there were bringing a huge family, and all of
Yeah.
them were voting, and all of their friends were voting, and they were trying to get more. You know, you didn't have, and I didn't either. We didn't have someone out there uh, uh, advertising for us to get our
Promoting.
votes. We were there
campaigning.
doing the work, showing them how we were doing it, and talking to them as we could when we had a little bit of time, which we barely ever had. So, you know,
Yeah,
we don't have that team that's out there hoping to get more people voting. We don't have that ability because we're too busy.
which man, it's a competition. It's a SmackDown, so you got to play all cards. So I don't think
Yep.
personally like there was people that had better advantage. Like if you have a better advantage, you just play the game better, right? Like there's
Correct.
nothing I can do about them. Away,
I
yeah.
agree.
When those guys were like, "Oh, hey, we have 30 guys, and I spent this much money," I'm like, "Man, there's three of us. I don't know one person in here, and I didn't even vote myself because we never even ate. We were so behind, and I was so with my head down, frantic, going, I hope I don't look like an idiot in front of all these fucking people, you know." So we 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 missed that point, right? Like I never voted. We never voted. We didn't, you know. Also, we
I,
didn't.
The
I never voted either.
the
Yeah,
the purist in all of us would say that that counts for a lot.
Hmm.
If you come with nothing and you're under the gun and you're working the entire time, that's what entails the champion of the SmackDown.
Yeah.
and there's just so many variables to who's
Yeah.
actually voting that rarely is going to come to the forefront. But for everybody in the industry, we can kind of see, who did what and who put in what work, and sometimes that matters more.
Well,
You know,
I'm just lucky for Keith and Crystal and Emil. I can't get enough of Emil, that guy. But anyways,
good guy.
I barely
he-
tolerate him. I get along with him
well,
maybe as much as Chris.
you learn to love him. You learn to love
Yes,
him. I
he is
mean,
lovable.
he is lovable as long as you're doing everything right and you're cutting right with all the right equipment. And
Except for when he's
I
not
actually
using a vacuum while he's cutting.
So I actually feel super bad. Like we had no trowels, right? We also came there with zero trowels. So we're like, oh hey, concrete smackdown, let's go with zero trowels. Like I mean I had a suitcase full of stuff and in the suitcase what we brought were the balls, the felt, and the pockets. And the triangle, the bumpers, and then I was going to figure out how to hook all that on together once we were there. That's pretty much what we brought. So with Emil, he gave us his suitcase full of tools, and I may or may not have ruined a couple of them. Like I just didn't wash them. I don't know why, because here
Ooh,
I
that's a
have
big
people.
no.
Well, here I have people follow me around washing my tools. I don't know why. I just throw them in the dirt. Somebody washes them for me. So
I know the feeling.
yeah, no, I'm just super humbled by the experience and that I got to do that. So, and you know, I'm super stoked. It was cool.
So, are you planning to go to World of Concrete again next year? You said that'll be your fourth year in a row.
Well, next year will be my fifth year working there, and I
Oh,
plan on
really?
doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan on doing that. I mean, I've yet to get anything out of that. The one year worked out pretty good for us. When Maui caught on fire, the Maui wildfires.
Yes.
We did a big octopus. It was like 14 foot tall. I don't know if you remember that. There was like a
Yes,
hammerhead
I do.
swimming by it. I stuck that sign in there right at the last minute. The World of Concrete was only like a month and a half after that fire, and it was devastating over here. So I just called the Maui Wildfire Foundation, and they sent us a logo, and we ended up raising $106,000 that people scanned that code and donated to their fundraiser,
Nice.
which was cool.
That's
So
huge.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. Is that something you do on a I mean, there's not tragedies all the time, but you're that kind of guy where you're gonna raise funds for anything that's going on around you that you care about.
I'm that guy on my island. Like everybody knows me. I do Tropic Care, which is I donate the most to this fundraiser. It's they bring the military in here in on Kauai for 2 weeks, and everybody gets free healthcare, eye, dental, just like not like dental like minor dental work classes, and we're a big contributor of that. I host a sandcastle contest, which is another fundraiser for Kauai Independent Food Bank. Um, yeah, the more you give back in a small community, the more you get, and it's an amazing place here, like
Mm,
to
that's
raise your
cool.
kids. People are humble. It's a little low key. Nobody's honking. Right out my door, I have like a 200-foot waterfall. Literally, I could throw a rock and hit it. So it's just like it's all inspiring. If you're an artist, to look around and get inspired by the boulders, the rockscape, this and that, and it's an amazing place to live. So the community really wraps her. I'm a staple. I might run for mayor in a couple of years.
Nice. That's cool.
That's I
Yeah.
can
I mean,
see that.
that's real. That's real life changing stuff.
Well, I peppered my whole island with work all over this island of the cool. Like when people say they don't want to do it, I'm doing it. Like whatever it is, it's going to be even big resorts. We do the big slides. Just everything, everything and anything. The harder the better for me. I always want to push myself. I'm over the foundations. I'm over like if I could get out of the foundations altogether, like I'm over just square level plumb, like just nonstop. Just like nobody when I do a foundation, nobody's like, hey, you know what, you did so good. Here's an extra couple grand. Okay, nobody does that. But if I do some sort of artwork or something, everybody's like, oh my, I love it here. Let me buy you lunch here. Let you know, like it's a different like situation, you know. So
Yeah,
I'll take on the
I found
lids. I'll
out
take on septic tank.
I found out that through my experiences too that with my clientele, for example, a lot of doctors, lawyers, I have a very high end clientele. So
Yeah,
typically you go in and you do your sales call and you're just another contractor. But when all of a sudden they're like, wait, you have a master's in painting? Like, what? All of a sudden it's like respect, and they treat you, and they tell you that. Some of them have flat out told me that they treat me completely different because I have the education that they have too. And they're not just talking to another contractor. It catches them completely off guard sometimes because of it.
you have a master's.
Yes, I do.
Is that what? Fuck, I could barely read. Look at me. If only my special ed teacher could see me
That's an
now. You
excellent
know.
point. Because that, dude, that's such a huge point, actually, Rick. Because a lot of us regular contractors who don't have that feel. I'm sure any other contractor can tell you, we felt the opposite, to
That's why I
where
said that. Correct. Yeah.
you can tell that they don't respect you because of what you do. So that's pretty cool that you can see that respect gain right once they realize who you really are.
Yeah.
It's a
You would be surprised how many times you see the reaction to them. And one of the same things to it from a business perspective. So when I first started, the first thing I did was hire a business consultant. And the first thing she said is everything you have, your business card, anywhere your name is, follows with
That's one.
a comma, and MFA. And it worked every single time. So I would be, I'd give them my card, and they'd look at it and they'd be like, "What's MFA?" Dude, you're educated. You know what MFA is? Like that's, and I tell them a Master of Fine Art, and they're just like, "Huh?" And I'm telling you, boom, it's a completely different conversation instantaneously every time. And it was genius for my
right.
business. That's the first thing she taught me, and I've never forgotten it. And it does work every single time I hand that card out. They stop and ask what that is, even if they should know better, but they don't expect it.
Right.
And
Right.
that really did help my business many times over.
Yeah. No,
Awesome.
I definitely could imagine. I feel you right there. You know, like on this island, I've done so much work to with everybody. Like the craziest, like the celebrity list I have is crazy. The
Mm.
Grateful Dead, even Sam Walton, the vice president, you name it. I've done work for Tiger Woods, but oh, are we drinking? Oh, some Grateful Dead. Oh, so hey,
Since
I
you
just
mentioned it,
okay. The Grateful Dead lives here, so I'm lucky because all these people live here that I've worked for. Will Smith, Mark Zuckerberg, Walter Korchak, you name it. I've got to do the
Wow.
craziest jobs for all these people. Heather Locklear. Um, yeah, the list can go
That's
on and
wild.
on for the concrete work. And so what happens is because I'm on a small island, then I get to their house and they already have high expectations of what they've seen me do, where they know me from. Usually they know me, whoever it is usually knows of me, and I don't really know of them. But I get to this point where they're like, "Oh, you just do whatever you want." I'm like, "Okay." So like right now we're doing it's like a 120-foot wall and it has horses running down it. And another job with a bridge and it's all colored on the bottom with fish 3D. If you guys know, what Crystal does and how she draws with the 3D stuff, I do that same
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So, um, and I
That's
push
pretty interesting.
all my big jobs get pushed aside for one job that will make me happy. I can make 100 grand on a job and I'll give it up from one that I'm making 2 grand on as long as it's some art that I'm showing someone.
I'm right there with
So
you,
What do
man.
you
I know
think it
exactly
is?
what you mean. It's hard.
What do you what do you think it is for those clients that tell you, "Hey, do what you want because I know who you are. I know what you're capable of." What do you think that their satisfaction is? Just the surprise of seeing what you're going to give them? Is that what it is for a lot of them?
well, it's I'm not exactly sure what it is why they let me do that. I just think that like I sell myself in a way where I'm very confident in what I do. I got plenty of
Oh
people
yeah.
know what I do, so I sell my when I go to somebody, I'm selling myself knowing what I want to do for them. They A lot of people don't even know what they want. They might know they
Right.
want a fire pit. They might know they want a swimming pool. but they don't know what I want to give them, and what I want is like
Right.
dreaming way big. You got to bring me
Yep.
back down to earth, you know. Like so.
Well, I've heard that with other high end guys too, to where their clients let them give them the freedom. You know,
Yeah,
the job that Amel did with his that he won the award on, the Wow Award. You know, and I think with a lot of these clients, they see you as this special artist, and they want to see what you're going to give them as like a surprise, kind of. That's pretty
right.
cool to get to that point.
Yeah,
So I
and
got two things for you guys. First of all, I need you to talk to Mark Zuckerberg for me about how much I sell his meta glasses because I'm a huge
also I
advocate for
signed a
those glasses.
non-disclosure on that. So I don't know how much of that you should put on there.
I'm not going to. Second of all,
But yeah,
um,
little glasses, shit.
yeah. What was the other thing I was going to make a joke about with all of that? So I'm the exact opposite. That's one of the things that's always been tough for me, is I've always been like, you can't afford what I would do because I don't have the time to spend. And like you're there, as an artist and what I do, I'm always like, I need to know more about what you're thinking about. I try to get to know them a little bit. I go through their house and I see their decor and I see things that fit them, and I come up with designs for them. I've never gone and said, oh, you want me to do what I want to do? Sure. They can't afford that because I would do the Mona Lisa on the floor and I would take months to do it, and you'd have to pay me $100,000, and like that's not going to happen. So I always downplay that right away and get to know them and find out what's for them, and I sell them on what they want, not what I'm only optioned to. Like you got so many guys out there that are coming in and going, I have these 3 things I can do for you. Which one do you want to pick? And I'm sitting here going, no, I need you to dream. I need you to dream big, and I need you to come back to me with your dreams, and I will make them happen. It's not my dream. I don't live there. After I'm done with this, I'm never going to see it again. This is your house. It's your money. What do you want? And I've always been a huge advocate for that. Now, on the opposite side of it, you want to buy one of my paintings, or you want to hire me to do a mural, or you want to hire me to do a custom painting just for you, that's a whole different conversation. And now it's my way or the highway. Like, that's my artwork personal. This isn't business. I mean, art is business, but it's a different type of business. You want to be creative in decorative concrete, but there is a limit to your time, and you have to come up with something creative in that time period that you have, and you're willing to budget into it. For my artwork, it's a whole different conversation. And that's where I don't budge at all. Like, that's where I do whatever I want if you want to hire me. That's different.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you on that whole concept. I wasn't saying I just do what I want because they always have a little
I know,
bit.
but
I mean,
I'm just saying, it's conversational piece. But yes, I get your point. Yeah.
I'm more like explain what you like or explain what you want, and then let's dream bigger than that.
Yes.
And with milk at $9 a gallon, I need those Mona Lisas on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm fine with like I said, I could lose. I literally can lose money. I'll lose money, and I don't even care as long as my art is where it.
I agree with
Wow.
you, because that's the other point of the story is when they do dream and they show you something really incredible, I'm still going to do it for the lower price instead of going, that should cost more. I'm like right away, I want to do that.
I want to do it. Yeah.
And so I do it anyway for the artwork. Now, we got to wrap up because I just lost Captain T on the video. He's there, but there's an alert. So we're going to wrap this up before I have to have him without video for too long.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Not me this time.
Yeah, it's not showing me anything, but
Oh
Yeah, I see you on it.
Last time there was nothing after that happened. So,
yeah.
regardless, it's been a great show. It's been a great conversation. We definitely need to do this again.
Yeah.
But this
No,
was
Hawaii.
I know that we can talk forever is the problem, but we're
Oh yeah.
I want to see. I want to see a picture you painted now. I mean, you have one laying around, don't you?
of my paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you one after this.
Yeah. Show me. For sure.
All right, so thank you very much for joining me and us. It's been a fantastic time. Love the fact that I'm talking to someone from Hawaii. More to that story for me. I know friends in Hawaii and everything like that. But either way, I thought you did an amazing job. And
Thank you.
I loved watching all of it. I loved finally getting to know you. because I didn't get to know you at World of Concrete. I've seen your work, I watched you do it, but I'd never said hi to you. I don't think we've
Right.
ever met until, when we were at Decocrete this year. And I've always wanted to stop and talk to you, but I'm always in a hurry, just like you're always in a hurry. Like, we always got too much going on in World of Concrete. So this World of Concrete, you got to come to the penthouse and hang out with me.
Oh, 100%, 100%. You go hang out with me. Go ask everybody who's the time in Vegas. That's us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
100%, man.
we've had some doozers, even me and the Poxy guys. We've stayed up had some late nights in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I'm definitely down for the penthouse for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much, and you have a great night, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay, my friend. Aloha.